Hello, welcome to the Opinionistics. I'm your host, John Malone. Now, as we all expected, we're going to have co-hosts, but sadly on this occasion we cannot because there's another session going on that's part of. So, on with the show, as they all say, and the ambulance just passed me. Anyway, introducing from Vancouver, Canada, Brad Anderson.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Going great.
Awesome. From the smoky land of Vancouver, Canada. That's where I'm from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? I always joke that I babysit 20-year-olds for the government. For a living, I'm a university prof, just at a local university here in Vancouver. I teach business. I lure young people to the dark side of business. That's what I do by day. By night, I'm a sci-fi writer. Yeah, that keeps me out of trouble.
All right then. And how long have you been doing this for?
Let's see. Well, I've been teaching probably for about 13 years now. I started off in industry. I started off in the sciences. I used to make drugs for a living in the biotech industry. So I did that for about 10 years. And yeah, I've been teaching for about 10 or 13 years now. Been writing since I was a kid, off and on. More seriously, I've been doing that for about 10 years now as well, I guess.
Hmm. All right then. Sounds good. And which out of the jobs do you enjoy doing the most?
You know what? I actually like all of my jobs. I'm a freak. I like all of my jobs. Um, I like teaching because I actually, gets me out to get to meet people, and it's actually pretty groovy. Working with people, working with young people, like people in their 20s, that's kind of a cool stage of people's lives, eh? You're an adult for the first time. It's just nothing but opportunity. You could be doing anything in the world 5 years from now. So there's kind of a cool energy working with those types of people. So yeah, I really enjoy that. I also love writing. It's kind of something that I felt like I was. I don't know. It's just I always have these stories in my head, and I just love getting them out. So yeah, no. Sometimes the kids in my class will be like, "Hey, if you ever won the lottery, what do you want to do?" That kind of a question. I'm like, I'd probably pay off my mortgage. I'd pay off my mortgage, and then I'd probably keep doing what I'm doing now because this is all fun, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what was life for you growing up?
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, life is pretty sweet. So I grew up in the prairies. I grew up in Calgary, Alberta. I don't. Where are you? Where are you? We're all here on the internet. Where are you from? What are you? What do you know about Canada? Are you in Canada, or is it like some weird, mysterious place?
I'm from Manchester in the United Kingdom.
All right, so here we are. I'm in the colonies here. So Canada is a Canada is a vast, desolate wasteland. That's actually not true, but we have these big honking prairies stuck right in the middle of it, and that's where I grew up, on the prairies, with like real winters where it gets down to like -30 Celsius, and smoking hot summers and stuff like that. And that's where I grew up. I grew up in Calgary. Just a normal kid, only child, so spoiled rotten, I guess, is what they say. Grew up in the '80s, latchkey kid, got out, wander around the blocks by myself, and just me and roving gangs of young children. Yeah, just kind of playing on the corner, playing it, trying to get into trouble, trying not to get caught. All the all the fun things that you kind of expect, I guess, of kids. I don't know if kids do that anymore, but that's what we did.
Okay, that's interesting. Nice. That's interesting to hear. That's yeah. Cool. So,
So you're
if
no
go
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 for it.
on.
No, go for it. I was like, so I've only been to England like a couple of times in my life. And we're talking about going again. You guys are having a lot of fun in England these days. Whenever I read the news, I'm like, there's a lot of excitement. You guys are having a good time. Maybe the Chinese curse, interesting times. But if we were to come to England, where's good places for us to go? My wife and I have been talking about it. So what's high on your list of things for somebody from the colonies?
Hmm. To be honest, well, besides London, because there's a lot of things, I suggest you try out Manchester, because, well, besides the famous Manchester Soccer Club stadiums, or football
Yeah,
we call it, there's loads of things to do in Manchester, and it's a brilliant nightlife as well.
Yeah, and like even out here, like the Manchester, like the football club there. That's like as soon as you said Manchester, I'm like, oh, that's like I was like, oh, that's where all the soccer riots come from. That's where all the soccer craziness
Hmm.
happens from. So that's awesome. Yeah, 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 yeah. So go to Manchester, experience the soccer craziness.
Hmm. And also, roughly like half the media for the BBC, ITV, and other UK media is based in Manchester, more specifically in Media City, UK, which is like a few miles east of the city, no, a few miles west from the city centre. So like, there's a huge like media industry in Manchester. So it's yeah, it's a big reason to come. It's lots of tourists there.
Oh, that's kind of neat. It's kind of like that's where the thoughts of the UK are formed.
Yeah, you could say like Manchester's like the LA of the United Kingdom. Like
Oh, okay.
it's a massive city with lots of entertainment and media.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to become like a big celebrity in the UK, Manchester's the best place to start with tons of opportunities for movie and television with only like half the competition because well, it's not as big as London, but it is a big city
Yeah.
compared to the other
Yeah.
major cities.
Yeah. I love the descriptor, the LA of UK, because it seems like we have that all in, like Vancouver is the LA of Canada, and the prairies are the Texas of Canada. Yeah, it's just funny how we define our cities by the big American cities these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you ever travel often?
Um, Moderately. Obviously, the last couple of years have thrown a little bit of a wrinkle into that. Yeah, so my wife and I will do a lot of local travels around where we're at. So where we're at is a beautiful area of the world. I mean, we're in the mountains. We got the ocean here. Like people spend their holidays coming to us, coming out here, right? So we'll do a lot of like local staycation-y kind of stuff, and then about every 5 years we'll do like a big trip. We'll head off to a Europe or a New York or someplace where we have to travel far. So not so much. I guess that's I don't know what that I don't know how that compares to other people. Moderate. I certainly know people who travel a lot more than me. I'm always jealous of you guys in Europe. Like you guys can you guys can go to all these other cool places and they're like 20 minutes away, whereas for us it's like everything is a 10-hour trip to get anywhere. It always makes me jealous.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, lots of commutes and travel weather.
Yeah. 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 No.
Oh yes.
And we have let's say there's I don't know. This is kind of a vacation hub out here. A lot of people come out here. There's a lot of kayaking and hiking and things like that you can do. Um, Outdoorsy kinds of things. So yeah, if you're into, hey, so here we go. I'm going to do the If you're into that kind of stuff, you like the outdoorsy things, come into Vancouver, Canada. Drop me a line. We'll go for coffee.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. What's your favorite kind of dessert?
My favorite kind of dessert. Okay, that's a fantastic question because here's the deal. My wife loves baking, and the thing is okay. So if you have someone in your family who loves baking, you need to have a rule. Otherwise it's chaos, right? And so my rule is I only have one dessert a week, which makes me sound like a freak, but I have to have that rule. Otherwise I'd be obese because my wife, it's always cakes and stuff like that. My favorite kind of dessert. I'm a simple guy. I like chocolate cake. There's like just a simple plain old chocolate cake. If you want to get fancy, put a dollop of ice cream on it. But I'm a simple guy.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Chocolate chip cookies and a glass of milk. That's a pretty sweet consolation prize as well. But yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
My
Would
wife
you
does
rather?
all the. I was going to say my wife does all this fancy baking though. She makes like all these incredibly designed cakes and like croquembouches and all these fancy things, and I'm just like, I'd just be happy with the chocolate cake. I'd just be happy with some cookies. He's like, oh, I spent 3 days making this.
Yeah, of course. Would you rather be really hot or really cold?
I would, I'd rather be really cold. And again, I think it's because it's the old Canadian thing. I grew up in Canada. It's the Arctic here. I guess that's what I'm used to. I find when it's so here's the thing: when it's cold, you can just like put on more layers and stay warm. But when it's hot, like there's like all you can do is just sweat and be hot, right? So I I, I don't like being uncomfortable, but I'd like to just be normal. But if I had to choose, I say being chilly is you can sort of bundle up. You can bundle up and get all cozy with the person next to you, have some hot chocolate or something like that. Whereas when you're hot, you just sit and sweat. Try not to die.
Yep, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
So, if you had a song for every time you enter the room, what song would
Ooh.
it be?
Oh, okay. That's I've never thought of that. Okay. Of course, like the standard answer would be like the Imperial March from Star Wars. Um, okay, so I'm going to try to be obscure here. I'm going to try to be obscure here. So one of the happiest songs, one of the happiest, funnest songs that I've ever heard, and it's like from 1,000 years ago in 1960. It's called "Windy" by The Association. Hey everyone, while you're listening to this, just check that out. I say it's like a ridiculously happy, upbeat little song, and you know what? That'd be pretty cool just to have that kind of playing as you're walking in. Just this happy little ditty as you're kind of walking, as you just whisk into the room, and everybody's happy to see you. Yeah, that's what I'd go for. When I'm teaching, maybe the Imperial March from Star Wars when I walk into the classroom, but for everybody else, it would be the Windy by The Association.
All right then, sounds good. Are you more of an early bird or a night owl?
I'm a night owl. No questions asked. I'm a night owl. I've accepted that I'm a night owl. I'm very angry that the world seems to be organized by early birds. I live in strict defiance of that. But yeah, for me, it's going to bed. I go to bed like 12. Like if I'm going to bed, if I'm going to bed at 12:30, I'm like, oh, it's so early. I'm going to bed. I feel good that I'm going to bed early. But yeah, it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll be going to bed. Sometimes later, I try to avoid it. Absolutely a night owl. Night owls rule the world.
Oh yeah, I can totally see that. Would you rather have the agility of a cat or breathe underwater?
Oh, cats are groovy. I like swimming, but no cats. I'd love to have the agility of the cat. Those guys are ninjas. Those guys are ninja Jedi's. Absolutely, agility of a cat. No questions asked.
Alrighty then,
Yeah.
sounds good. What do you greatly enjoy doing, but wish you could do more of?
Oh, what do I enjoy doing that I wish I could do more of? There's a lot of things. I wish I had more time for writing. I also, what do I also wish? Um, yeah, writing, video games. I don't play a lot of video games. There's a one or two games that I really enjoy, but the thing with video games is that as soon as you start, it's like a 40-hour work week is gone. You got to spend 40 hours playing the game. So it'd be nice to have time for that. Yeah, just read. Yeah, I say reading, walking around, checking out the world. Gardening, and I love gardening. I wish I had more time for gardening. Maybe we'll leave it at that. All of those things, that's kind of true, but we'll say gardening. Longer summers, more time to get in the dirt and play.
Hmm, very nice. What do you wish your phone could do?
What do I wish my phone could do? Let's see here. I wish it could. Wish it made me taller and more handsome. I wish it made me funnier. Wish it cured cancer. I also, I also wish that my phone would turn off my social media for me. When it's like, oh, you've had too much, Brad. Turn it off. I'd have your last question. What would I do if I had more time? I'd probably be able to do all of it if I could, just turn off the damn phone and put it down. Actually live my life. So yeah, having my phone turn off and I suppose I could probably make it do that, but I haven't yet. Turn off all my distractions and social media distractions.
Hmm, very nice.
Yes.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Honestly, here's pretty nice. Here in Vancouver, Canada is pretty nice. I like it here. If I could live someplace where we had our springs and summers all year long, like I don't like it being super hot. I don't like it being super cold. Someplace where it's like 20 to 25 degrees all the time. That would be pretty sweet. So Vancouver's pretty close, but our winters can get kind of chilly, well, and wet. Um, so maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit, maybe a blend between Vancouver and Northern California. A Vancouver environment with like Northern California kind of climate or temperature, maybe.
All right then. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
If you had to bury a treasure chest, where would you hide it?
If I had to bury a what?
A treasure chest.
A treasure chest.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me think here. I got to get clear. Oh, I feel like I should have studied for this. Where would I bury a treasure chest where nobody would find it? Yeah, I would. Okay, so in our back alley there, yeah, I'd bury it in our back alley underneath a pothole because apparently no one ever checks there. That's the our back alley is a mess. It's been sort of potholed for forever. So yeah, I just dig it in one of those potholes, and I'm pretty sure nobody would ever check it or notice it or pave over it.
All right then. Sounds good.
Yeah.
What's the best food for a food fight?
What's the best? Mashed potatoes with gravy. Mashed potatoes with gravy. Yep, because you can pack it into like a snowball shape. You know what you do? You get like mashed potatoes, and you pour like, and you sort of do the snowball thing with like a big dollop of gravy inside the mashed potato snowball, and then you whip it at people, and then it explodes, and they get splattered with gravy. That's the ticket. I've thought about
Okay.
this. Yeah, I've thought about. I got plans.
Clever. I like it. Is there an app that you hate but you still use it anyway?
An app that I hate, but I still use it anyways. Do social media apps count? I'm just going to check my phone here. Apps that I hate, but I use them anyways. So yeah, social media ones there for sure. And I gotta say, stuff like I don't know, like WhatsApp. Like everybody's like, oh, it's WhatsApp, WhatsApp. Let everybody do WhatsApp. I'm like, WhatsApp is just texting. Like, why? What's so special about WhatsApp? So a bunch of people are on WhatsApp, and I do WhatsApp, but I'm always like, what, like this is like, why don't we just text? Like, what's the deal here with this? Anyway, so WhatsApp, how's that? Watch their stocks tank now.
Yep. Yeah, that's a very good answer.
Yeah,
I can certainly see your point.
yeah,
If you're going to sail around the world, what's
yeah.
the name of your boat?
All right. No, HMS Circumnavigation. What's a good name for a boat? If I was so yeah, I tried to do something obscure, like the HMS, like Magellan or something like that, some kind of obscure reference. Let's see here. Yeah, off the top of my head, I'd probably think of that. I'd probably try to find something more clever of like maybe something, some like grand historical or geological event of something that kind of spanned the globe. But I'd have to probably Google that. So it would be something like HMS Magellan. You can see the Canadianness in me. HCMS, her HMCS Magellan, or HMCS Circumnavigation, or something lame like that. I'm bad at naming stuff.
That's all
HMCS,
right.
yeah,
Happens to all of
circumnavigation.
us. What would be some of the most annoying things about having yourself as a roommate?
All right. Okay. So, yeah. I have contained. So I have contained messes. In my. So most of the area is clean. Most of the house is clean, but then the areas that I work, I have these like little pods where I work that are messes, and that's great if it's just me, because then there's just the little pod that's a mess. But if there's more than one of me, then I would imagine that there'd be lots of these pods of messes all over the place. So that would be one thing that's annoying. Let's see here. You should be asking my wife this. She'd probably have a big long list of stuff here. Yeah, if I had myself as a roommate, neither of us would like doing laundry. That would be another thing. Neither of us would like doing laundry. Laundry and the little pods of messes. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
If you could add anyone to Mount Rushmore, who would it be?
Anyone to Mount Rushmore? I'm like, we should start adding some Canadians. Oh, you know what? Here we go. This would be like just a big flipping the bird there. I'd be like King George. There you go. Take that, America. Yeah,
Oh yes, that'd be hilarious.
yeah. There you go.
What is your
That's what happens when you ask someone from the Commonwealth what to add to Mount Rushmore.
yes, very good. If you could live anywhere for a year, whereabouts would it be?
If I could be anywhere, or
If you could live anywhere for a
I could
year.
live anywhere for a year. You know what? Around the Mediterranean. Again, this is this is the North American here who is has to travel 10 hours to get anywhere. Sort of around the Mediterranean, southern France, Italy, sort of in that area there. Southern Europe around the Mediterranean. That looks like a gorgeous place to live. That's probably where I'd set up shop for a year on the coast. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. I should have said Manchester. Manchester. I changed my answer to Manchester.
Oh, okay, cool. What is the one thing you can't live without?
Let's see here. Oxygen, water. Let's see. But the fun answers. My laptop. Honestly, my laptop. My laptop with a Wi-Fi signal. Laptop plus Wi-Fi. I can live my life normally. As soon as I lose my laptop or my Wi-Fi, I'm like crippled. I can't function. Like there's nothing I can do. Like all the things in my life happen through my laptop, through a Wi-Fi signal. If any one of those things go, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just a big lump that is a waste of space. So that laptop and Wi-Fi.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
If someone wrote a book about you, what do you think its title would be?
Brad, the man, the myth, the guy. Yeah, Brad, the man, the myth, the guy. Something like that. The buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Brad, the man, the myth, the guy.
Yeah, that's a good title. I'd certainly buy that for sure.
Yeah.
If you could get rid of one holiday, what would it be?
Get rid of one holiday. You know what? I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. My least favorite holiday, honestly, has become Christmas. It's because I find Christmas the most stressful holiday. How's that? I find Christmas, as when I was a kid, it was lovely. As an adult, I'm like, it is the most stressful holiday. You got to travel, visit all the family. It's like -20, -30. The roads are horrible. Travel's horrible. You got to get all. Yeah, I find Christmas is the most stressful holiday, and so I'd be like, if we could just replace that with like, I don't know, like a Friday off or something like that with no expectations on it. That's what I would do. That's the same. I'm going to catch flack for that, but that's my answer.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
It's like I need a holiday after Christmas to recover from it before I got to go back to work to recover from Christmas.
Oh yes, there's already a holiday for that. It's called Boxing Day. No, not the sport, but a day where you like recycle all your wrappings, whatever.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, take all the garbage out.
Yep.
What am I gonna? Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely. Where do you see yourself 20 years from now?
20 years from now. Okay, I gotta do some math. Let's see here. I was like in the grave. No, I'm gonna be crushing it. 20 years from now, I'm gonna join a biker gang and get all tattooed up, traveling the Midwest. In reality, though, I'd be 70. 20 years from now, I'll be 70. I'd be happy just puttering around. You're gonna think I'm boring. I'm gonna be happy just puttering around in my garden someplace. That'd be pretty sweet. Just living life. Maybe just puttering around in my garden, keeping active, keeping my hands in the dirt. Yep.
Fabulous. Would you rather sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
Sleep on the wall or on the ceiling? Okay, this is a tough. Okay, let me think here. I got to think of. You got to put thought into this. You can't just go off. You can't just shoot from the hip with these types of questions here. I would sleep on the ceiling, and here's why. because walls have stuff on it. You've got pictures, you've got picture hooks and nails on it and stuff like that. So walls have stuff on it that are going to be uncomfortable to lie on, and you're going to wreck stuff. The ceiling's got nothing on it. It's got like a light, but it's just like one light, and you can just move away from it. Ceiling, it's got to be the ceiling, because the wall's got stuff on it that you're going to wreck or hurt yourself on.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Yeah. Survival
Absolutely.
tips. Survival tips for when gravity goes haywire.
Oh yes, absolutely. Would you rather speak all languages or talk to animals?
Ooh. That's a tough choice. It's a tough choice because I want to do both. I want to know what my dog's think. I got some things I need to say to my dog. Hey, dog, stop eating crap. It makes you sick. But I would love to, you know what? I would love to speak more languages, maybe all languages, because I would love, again, it's the North American curse. You know, we kind of speak just one language here. I'd love to be able to speak more languages, communicate with anyone. So I'd go with that. Speak all languages. There you go. Final answer.
Fabulous.
Yeah. These are thought-provoking questions. They're making me question my existence. I'm getting to know myself better.
Yes, fabulous.
Mhm.
Nice. What is the best way to start the morning?
What's the best way to start the morning? Cup of coffee and an easy chair reading the news, reading something. That is the best way to start. You get up, take the dog for a walk, get a cup of coffee going, come back, easy chair, coffee, something to read. Beautiful way to start the day. Yep.
Fabulous. Cool. What is the best pair of shoes that you own?
The best pair of shoes that I own. The real answer is I got this awesome pair of walking shoes. I got them like I don't know, 13, 14 years ago, and they're not hiking boots, but they're like walking boots. So they're not they're not as like big and clomping as hiking boots, but they're solid, they're robust, they're made for, you know, walking for like maybe small hikes or urban walking. They're super resilient. They're bulletproof. They're bulletproof. There's a big explosion, those two shoes would be the only thing left with some smoke coming out of it. Those walking shoes that I got there. I don't know any brand names. I can't plump any brand names, but those would be them. Those would be them.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
And that's all we have for this episode. It was great having you here, Brad, talking about your work as a professor at university, a science fiction writer,
Yeah.
and babysitting 20-year-olds for the government, apparently.
Babysitting partners for the government. Yep.
Very
That's
interesting.
awesome. So that's it. I learned a lot of things about myself. I got to like sit back and like just introspect and reflect on what I've learned about myself now. Cool, groovy.
Fabulous. And until next time, stay opinionated.